Welcome to Maximize Your Kitchen. I'm Dr. Pete, and today we are making Almond PowerBars. These are an amazing treat, a great snack, great pick-me-up, great and easy to make and delicious. So we're going to get right into it. First, what we want to do is go over what your ingredients are going to be. So a few things that you're going to need. Number one is going to need shredded coconut, and you want to, again, preferably unsweetened and organic. You're also going to need a ground flaxseed meal. Almonds, you're going to need almonds, so make sure you get enough raw almonds. It calls for whey protein, so I chose the Maximize Living Nature Pro Whey Protein Vanilla flavor. You can choose any flavor that you like. I personally prefer the vanilla flavor. You're also going to need some salt, so of course sea salt would be the salt of choice, or Himalayan sea salt. Also, it calls for almond butter, so I went with organic raw almond butter, the Maranatha brand. You're also going to need coconut oil. So again, we want to have always extra virgin, unrefined coconut oil. And that's basically it. That's everything that you're going to need. The only other ingredient that you might use is a sweetener. You can use stevia or xylitol to sweeten it. And I am actually going to use xylitol today when we make our bars. So let's go through the dry ingredients. What you want to do is you want to put your dry ingredients into a food processor. I've entered already the ingredients. I've chosen to put the almonds in first. So we've got 2 cups of almonds. We've got a half a cup of flaxseed meal. We've got a half a cup of the unsweetened shredded coconut. We've also got 2 scoops of whey protein and then a half a teaspoon of the salt. And so these are all my dry ingredients, and the instructions are to combine the dry ingredients and then mix them up together. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to mix these up together. So now that we have our dry ingredients ground nicely, and it only took about 10 seconds to do that, the next step is to do your coconut oil. So you're actually going to need to melt it. Remember, coconut oil is going to come in a solid form, so we need to heat it up to make it a liquid form. So it calls for 2 or a half a cup. So I'm going to do 2 quarter cups of the coconut oil here. So we'll do that. Okay. Now you've got your coconut oil, and then the next step is to heat it up, because you need. Okay, so there's one more ingredient we need to add to the dry mixture before we add in all the liquid, and that's actually the almond butter. So it calls for a half a cup of almond butter in this recipe. So I'm just going to use a spoon and just fill it up there. And I'll be honest, the almond butter is very sticky, so that's why this gets a little bit messy at times, but I think we're doing okay here today. And then what you want to do is you're going to put that directly into your dry mix here. And then you're going to mix that up as well with everything else. Okay, the next step is to add the oil into the wet ingredients, or the dry ingredients. And so I'm actually going to use xylitol as a sweetener. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of xylitol into our mix. And then I'm also going to do 1 tablespoon of the vanilla extract. So put that. And then we're going to combine that with the dry ingredients, and the next step is, of course, mix it up. So we'll go right into that. Okay, now that we have all the ingredients mixed together, you're going to put them in a pan, and I actually recommend to use parchment paper on the pan. It's just easier to move the bars once they're ready to go to serve them, whichever way you're going to do that. So we'll just empty our ingredients and our contents here. onto the cookie sheet. Of course, depending on how many bars you're going to make, you would choose the appropriate cookie sheet size. Obviously, this is a big cookie sheet. Well, I'm making a lot today, so it's important. We're actually having a special patient appreciation day in our office, and what that is, that's a special day where we actually open up our office to the community for people to bring guests in to have their nervous systems checked to see how chiropractic and maximized living might be able to serve them and their family. And so actually one of the things that we do on these special days is we typically will make recipes out of the Maximized Living book. And so the recipes are actually coming here, are actually out of the Maximized Living Nutrition Plan book. You'll find over 100 recipes in the back of the book here. There's also the newest book that's come out called Cruise Ship or Nursing Home. And there's also a bunch more really tasty recipes in this book. And so we're actually going to go through cooking and preparing many of these recipes, so you'll be able to have those and start making those at home. But basically, you're just going to put this on the paper. You're going to spread it out, and then you're going to put it in the refrigerator for an hour. It needs to harden for an hour, so you're going to put it in the refrigerator for an hour. And then the next step would be, and this is, again, you don't have to do this, I'm going to do this, is you're going to take dark chocolate. So I just got 70% dark chocolate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt that. And then the next step will be to spread the melted dark chocolate over the top. I'm going to put just a little bit more xylitol into the dark chocolate mixture to set on top. So again, once it's all completed, you're going to have the bars in the refrigerator for an hour. You're going to spread the chocolate over and then put them back in for another 30 minutes, and then once that's done, then they're ready to serve.